Welcome, we have a quick build update today. After the most recent update, patch 0.2.0, our barrier invocation build has been made unplayable due to changes by GGG. What we are showing here is the budget version for this build. With more investment we could easily reach our previous power. We use Solar Orb to activate Cast on Ignite, with an additional Cast on Ignite, Casting Contagion, with Drain Ailments. Solar Orb can only apply Ignite while it is active, and the enemy is nearby. We take advantage of this by using Overabundance with Solar Orb, and then the Contagion with Drain Ailments always has an Ignite to drain, which is instantly reapplied by Solar Orb. With enough energy gain this can loop on its own. We also use Overwhelming Presence to increase our energy gain, and Alchemist's Boon to recover flask charges. The skill tree is focused on Recoup, Energy Gain, Critical and Flask Recovery. We are showcasing this interaction with Comet, but any skill could be used instead. It would also work for any class, so long as you can sustain the mana costs. We get around this with the Infernalist, and their Infernal Flame mechanic. Demon Form also still feels good to use. So long as we have movement speed on our boots we can fly around pretty fast. Notice that we don't have unlimited demon stacks in this version of the build, because it is a beginner version for starting our progression in maps. As seen, we can easily tank and kill some Citadel bosses, as well as deal with the others in monster level 80 maps. Our gameplay loop is not so different from when we used Barrier Invocation. As you can see, we only cast our triggered spells when Solar Orb ignites an enemy, but we can force this to happen at the rate of our cast speed, to reapply Ignite and generate more energy. The amount of energy we gain is also influenced by the damage we deal, so we must use the highest level gems we have, and increase our magnitude of ailments, or Ignite. We only gain energy if Solar Orb is next to the enemy, in order to apply Ignite. Similarly to BI, we must constantly use our Life Flask, which we can use to recover Energy Shield, thanks to Eternal Youth. The life drain from Demon Form is handled with some life recoup from the skill tree, and life regeneration on gear. At this point in our progression, we would be unable to fully sustain Demon Form with life regeneration on its own, so recoup must be used in combination with our Infernal Flame. Later on, we may use other options such as the Gnashing Sash, which is good for sustaining our Infernal Flame, or the Mask of the Stitched Demon, to sustain our Demon Form. We use multiple cast on Ignites, with one that must always have our Contagion, and Drain Ailments, with extra energy to proc more often. Comet is obviously used because it is still the highest damage spell for triggered invocations. We want to have as much life regeneration, and mana as possible. If we prioritize these stats, the next most important ones to max are resistances, and also extra spirit on our amulet and body armor. The ignite duration on our black flame ring does not actually affect us at all, as of this recording, so don't worry about this number. Obviously we still have Demon Form and Infernal Flame, but also take extra spirit, which we can increase by getting more life on our gear. At the start we avoid Energy Shield, because this increases the damage we take when we cast spells. Our Flask Sustain is very important, as we cannot cast our spells without recovering our Energy Shield. We do also take an anointment on our amulet, which for this version is Heavy Drinker, and is required for us to have 100% uptime on our flask, which is still possible in this patch, even though our concoction skill nodes were removed. The jewels have maximum fire resistance, and also fill in some missing stats and resistance. We can also get stats like increased life regeneration rate, and increased magnitude of ignites. In this version we also use Solar Orb, because nobody uses the fire elemental spells. They are always some of the cheapest prisms to get our hands on, as is the case with a lot of our gear. An important note with Demon Form is that after level 90, we will take 18.5 damage per second, stacking 10 times to 185 damage. We would like our life recovery per second to stay above this amount, which we do by combining our life regeneration with our life recoup, and casting. We will have more guides out. This is just an update for the budget version of Comet Spam. Thanks for watching. Take care everybody.